What's good, YouTube? We got the combine up soon, and so I wanted to do some rookie. I wanted to do some rookie talk before the 27th. I've mentioned Lance Zeurlein on the page before because he does the prospect grades for all the players for the NFL. So you can always go to NFL.com and check that out. Also, when they give the live times for the 40s and testing, that's going to be in the same place. So let's go check out his grades. Out of everyone, you see how high he have Ashton Genty, highest player graded in the draft, period, above defensive players and everything. Tyler Warren is graded pretty high too. If you want to check out the grading system for anybody that haven't, and he have a whole profile, and this will be updated with testing too, but talks about him, and this is his grade system down here. So Genty is a 715, which would slide in at Pro Bowl talent, a little better than Pro Bowl talent because it is in between perennial All Pro and Pro Bowl talent. So that's and I can't deny that because I got Ashton Genty rated pretty high myself. I got Genty rated the highest since Barkley. Like, that's the last person that was in the stratosphere. Same stratosphere. I mean, don't get it twisted. I had, of course, Bijan rated high. Like, I'm just saying. So I say the last person since Bijan, because they up there too. When you get to a certain extent, I mean, you'll be comparing apples to oranges, pretty much. But I will say, I had Genty rated higher than Bijan. I had Bijan rated. Now there's a little more stuff I might have put. I don't think there's more stuff I put in on my grade now. So it's not the same, as me looking back at a grade I put on Barkley, when grading totally different. But, Bijan was just a couple years ago. So I got a higher grade on Genty. I didn't see I'll be honest, I mean, just looking at the film, I didn't see the hype on Bijan like that. It was more so the badges that he earned. And like, oh, he that dude. When I, seen he was getting all my badges. Okay, so let's go check out. So let's go to the quarterback. So he got Cam Ward rated 6.3. And if you, want me to reference back to the grading system, 6.3, that would 6.3 to a 6.39 will eventually be plus starter. So I will eventually be a plus starter. So pretty much Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders are in the same tier. Jackson Dart and Quinn Ears, he have 6.19, and that is good backup with potential to develop into a starter. Ouch. So and he pretty much got all of these guys because it's 6'10", so all of these guys, Dylan Gabriel, Milroe, McCord, and Shaw, all in the same category. And then you get to these guys down here, and Will Howard is a 6.0, and a 6.0 to 0.6 A 6.09 is traits or talent to be above average backup. So he had that, and anything below, I don't think there's got no one. We got we got 5.99 to 5.8 average backup to special teamer. So that's Max Brosmer, Rourke, and Cook. And then we got Riley Leonard, Martz, and Hannigan at candidate for bottom of roster or practice squad. Ouch. So that's the quarterbacks. I'm not going to do that again for all these. Let's go to the tight ends, see what we're working with tight ends. Tyler Warren at 6.77, and that is year one starter. So you got Colston, Loveland in the same tier. And then there's a teardrop. Definitely a teardrop here where you got Mason Taylor at a 6.37, and that will eventually be a starter. 6.39 to 6.3 eventually will be a starter. So he's the only one in that tier. They got my boy, Harold Fannin Jr. as a 6.23. And that will eventually be an average starter. Look, I can only assume this is, for me, that's a win. Because I can only assume that's an average NFL starter. But if he's a starter, that's going to be fantasy points galore. Should equal fantasy points galore. It should. Now, there's a chance that might be Harold Fannin, might be Noah Fant. There is a chance. It would disappoint my heart if that's the case, because I will admit I loved me some Noah Fant, and he hasn't showed up, and I haven't shut the door yet on my hope. My hope is still strong. my hope is still strong, but it might not happen. And that's 6.29 to 6.0. So you got Fannin, Helm, and Evans, and Fiden all in that. And then you got the people below that. Let's see, anybody low? I thought this dude was gonna be something, but I guess not. Thought this guy was gonna be something too. Man, he got some names I recognize from C2C, and hey, thought they would have been better than what it was, but it looks like it's not the case. All right, let's go to the running backs. All right. So, of course, we done talked about Genty. We got multiple people in the same tier. So, from, as I said, 6.39 to 6.30. That will eventually be a plus starter. So as Henderson, Sampson, Hampton, Judkins, all in the same category. Guess who I didn't know is in that category? Yeah, the boy y'all love so much, but he's soon after. And in the next category, the boy you love so much. 6.29 to 6.2 will eventually be an average starter. You have Tootin and Caleb Johnson, the guy you love so much. Those two. So here is the value right here. Tootin is rated higher than most people have him. I'm able to draft him last round in underdog draft. That is the value right there. If you currently have a draft, if you currently have some kind of dynasty draft, which I'm in one right now going on, just know you can draft him now and probably get some good value for him because the NFL probably have him graded higher. Just like the dynasty community have Caleb Johnson graded a lot higher than the NFL folks. So these are like the polar opposites. I don't know what kind of draft capital two can go get, but keep your eye on him. All right, next tier is 6.19 to 6.1 is a good backup with the potential to develop into a starter. And we got a deep category there. And we got a number of people there. Martinez, my guy Scatterboo, Jordan James, Gordon, ETN, Woody Marks, Hunter, Jaden Blue, Devin Neal, Johnson, and Rocket Sanders. And then we got all the other guys below, you know. You haven't been hearing much about these guys. No Quentin Hamlin got some buzz. Brayshawn Smith and got a little buzz, but people love them some Devin Neal. People love them. I don't get the Devin Neal love really. So I'm higher than consensus on ETN. I thought the NFL would be higher on guard. I want to see where he's going to be drafted. I just feel like he seemed like an NFL running back. I'm curious where they're going to draft him. And last but not least, we got the wide receivers. What? So this is something new. Travis Hunter was not put with the wide receivers last time I checked. This is something totally new. Wow, this changes everything. So I don't know if he was just with the cornerbacks rated because he said he's gonna go to the combine as a cornerback, and now they switched to the cornerback and wide receiver, and this changes everything because I haven't been talking about Travis Hunter as a wide receiver. As far as my pre-draft rating for Travis Hunter, here's my number 2. Here's my number 2. And it don't matter where he's drafted, even though I know he's going in the first round. I'm just saying, if he was any other player, that would be my ranking wouldn't change because the badges he got is not determined by ranking. He can only go to the combat and earn badges. But, you know, he can only go to the combat and earn badges. And it's not like, I'm just saying what my prospect score has. You know, if he's going to play cornerback, though, I'm going to be real with you. If he's playing cornerback, I'm not going to own any shares of him. I went back and looked at Dion, like what was Dion fantasy points? When I converted it, it was like nothing. It wasn't worth it. So if he's going to be playing cornerback full time, I'm good. I'm not going to be drafting him. Like I only wanted to draft him if he played wide receiver. But 6.9, that puts him in the realm of year one starter. 6.89. So. And they said a 6.7 to a 6.9 is a year one starter. So they draw the tier there. Next tier start with Luther Burden. So a 6.4 to a 6.49 is will become good starter within 2 years. So that's Luther Burden, Matthew Golden, and Tech McMillan. So it's looking like what a value at right here. I don't think all of the fantasy community have gotten right here. Even me, like I feel this depends on the system. This depends on the system he goes through right here. I definitely think he can go to the offensive mind and ball out. Don't get that twisted. I can't believe he don't have Mbuka in this category. But Mbuka starts the next tier, which is a 6.3 to 6.39, will eventually be plus starter. And that includes Mbuka, Trey Harris, my dog, Isaiah Bond, Jack Betch, which I think that's a little high. That includes these 4 players. Starting out the next tier, we have Jalen Royal and a 6.2 to a 6.20 to 6.29 is will eventually be average starter. So that is Jalen Royals, Jaden Higgins, Jalen Newell, Nick Nash, some of you guys, Debbie Darling, Lovick. It's a sleeper right here. Just let y'all know it's a sleeper. Tej Johnson, that's one of my guys. And Kyle Williams. Love his film. So that's a big tier right there. And they got some guys under there that, you guys I mentioned a lot, like people love these two. And they're under that tier. Let's see what the 619 brings us. So 6.1 to 6.19 is good backup with the potential to develop into a starter. So that is your Aya Minor, your Selvin Williams, your Elijah Badger, Restrepo, Thornton Jr., and Torrey Holton. And then anything below that, I don't think it's worth talking about. I'm looking anybody that stands out. Decent right here. Oh, my guy. I don't see my nothing else but this guy right here. And I said this multiple times, and I'll keep saying it. Ricky White. Ricky White might end up being the Jalen Coker of this class. Ricky White is that dude. That's if he don't get drafted. He'll be the Jalen Coker of this class. If he do get drafted, look, I'm not gonna say it. Like, I'm not gonna go far and say he could be Puka. I ain't gonna go that far. But just know, this is my sleeper. He that dude. And by the way, I mean, this is not like Lance Zeurlein had Puka rated high. I don't think nobody had Puka rated high, and the draft capital definitely didn't help. I think he had Puka like a 5.8. Around same thing. Ricky White, same tier as Ricky White. So this is my one sleeper guy. Let's talk about what they're going to do at the combine. I think Who do I think will have the fastest 40 in the wide receiver? Where do you think I'm going to stop? Boom. Isaiah Bond. So I don't think Aaron Smith got it. Did Aaron Smith get an invite? He did. So I don't think it would be Aaron Smith because I really haven't heard from him as far as in a while. But he would be an honorable mention. But Isaiah Bond is the one I think will run the fastest 40 out the wide receivers. Probably out the draft. If we go to the running backs, who would run the fastest 40? We'll get to that fast. I think Dylan Sampson would run the fastest 40. And I'm hearing that Trevion Henson is supposed to be fast. But we've got testing on Dylan Sampson in the 4.3. So he go bring it. He'll bring it. Tight ends. I don't know if I even got testing on tight ends like that. Let's see if I got testing on tight ends like that. So I don't have that many numbers for the tight ends as far as their previous testing. Like the fastest number I have is Tyler Warren. And I can't see him being the one that run the fastest 40. If he do, I see why he, it's him being said to get drafted so high because he's going to be an electric freak. But it seems like if the money on somewhere, you got to go light. You got to go lighter. Is it my boy Harry Fallon? Nah, you got to go lighter. Somebody that's almost like a big wide receiver. Is it Arroyo? No, you got to go lighter. Someone is almost like a wide receiver. And ding, 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 ding. If there was to put money on someone, it'll be Gaston the second, running the fastest 40 in the tight end group. But yeah, just wanted to go over there right quick. Combine getting closer. Love to get these testing, and that's going to solidify some of the badges I have. And the next step is after that is to get the draft capital, and then my rankings will be solidified once I get the draft capital. Of course, I'll have my post combine rankings and how I feel about players. And I'm sure we're going to have to wait for some of these guys' pro days. Some of these guys not going to test. It happens every year. And we got to wait till their pro day. But I'm excited to put the puzzles and fill out some of these profiles and get a clearer picture of how I feel about these players. But that's all I got for you guys. Peace.